Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Judy Taylor, President of the Habersham County Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for joining us. Today you will be hearing from a Habersham County author, meeting the new president at North Georgia Technical College, and hearing from our Member of the Month. So please stay with us through the entire program. My first guest today is Staci Pealock. And Staci, welcome back to Chamber Chat.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. It's good to be back.
And it is welcome back because after you published your first book, Back Porch Blessings, I believe that's, let's pick it up, Back Porch Blessings. After you published this book, you were on Chamber Chat, and this is a book of poetry or poems.
Yes, it is.
But tell us about your new book.
Oh, thank you, Miss Judy, and thanks for having me back. But this new book is a children's book, and it's called Where I Belong. And I published it this year, came out in April, and it's just a short little children's story that I think packs a pretty heavy message.
I have read that book. I have read it out loud. I have read it to children, and it does pack a wonderful message. It is such a great way to get the point across of where I belong or where they belong.
Yes.
But where did you get the idea for the story?
Well, I like to say that it was inspired of the Lord.
I believe it was.
Yeah, and too, it just kind of evolved through my life because actually I represent the little girl Sandy in the book. And Sandy is trying to find a place for her most valuable treasure to belong. And her treasure is her heart.
Of course.
And so through several different places, she tries to find a place for her heart to fit, a place for it to belong. And after many failed attempts, she meets Jesus. And he shows, his hand. And where the nail prints have been, it's heart-shaped. And she puts her little hand in his, she puts her little heart in his hand. And that's where she belongs.
That is such a wonderful story, and it's such a sweet way to get it across to children. Was there anything in particular that made you want to make this a children's book instead of an adult book?
Well, I think it fits for adults as well, but I just believe that if we can, and it is geared toward little girls, but little boys as well, I just believe if we could get the little girls to get that message early, that, you first give your heart to Jesus and let Him protect it. And then everything else kind of falls into place. I think I wanted to get the message to the young kids, young girls first.
And children struggle so with where they belong and fitting in.
Yes, they do.
They just struggle with that so much. Do you think you might start a series of children's books about Sandy?
Well, that's always a possibility. That's always a possibility. I'm never going to close the door to anything that the Lord wants to use me for. And matter of fact, in the book there's a little necklace I wanted to talk to you about, the little necklace. And after the Lord kind of gave me the vision for the book, the next day someone gave me a real special necklace.
Is this the necklace?
Yes, it is.
This is the necklace here.
Yes, it is.
My goodness.
And if you notice, it's two hands holding a red heart.
Yes.
And I just felt like the Lord sent me a message straight from heaven to tell me, Staci, your heart belongs in my hands. And so what we did, Judy, I have a local man that has made a necklace that we sell with the book.
Oh,
he took and made the mold, and we sell a necklace, a pin, magnets, and different things because Sandy is actually wearing the necklace in the book.
She is. And that would make such a wonderful gift.
Well, I just thought it went well with the story, and I wanted her to have the necklace on because it was very special to me when I received the necklace, and I just wanted to tie it in with her and on her quest to find where her heart belonged.
How did you come up with the name Sandy?
Well,
did you have a special person in your life named Sandy?
Well, yes, I sure did. She has since gone on to be with the Lord, but she was a lady that attended our church, and she had a real fatal disease, and I watched her just come to church regardless of how she felt, and I just so encouraged by it. She inspired me, and she read the story before she passed, and she just cried and said, I have looked for this my entire life. And so after she passed, I went back and changed the name from Lynn, which was my middle name, and I changed it to Sandy in honor of
really
her.
a touching story. And where can our listeners get a copy of that book? Because I think people will be wanting to order that book.
Well, of course, it's published through Tate Publishing, and it's available on their website, and also Amazon. You can do Barnes and Noble. They just a couple weeks ago made an audio book, so you can download it to a Kindle or just any MP3 player. My friend Lisa Frost actually did the reading of the book. She recorded it, and so you can get it those places through the web, but also locally at Holcomb's office. Christian Products.
Very good to know
They
that.
have it there, and also we're going to have a book signing there, June 29th.
Good.
From 10 o'clock to noon.
Okay, June 29th.
Yes.
So our audience needs to remember that. Staci, I know that you are very involved in a ministry called called Lambs.
Yes, ma'am.
LAMBS.
Yes.
Tell our audience a little about that, because you founded that.
Yes, ma'am. It stands for Love and Ministry Between Sisters.
Not sisters, but sisters.
You know, I just kind of have to break the mold a little bit and be a little cool with it. You know, we're sisters. But through Lambs, we travel and do a women's conference, a one-day women's conference. We go to any church free of charge and spend the day with them and try to teach them a little something about the Word of God, spend time with them, enjoy some fellowship, good food, and a lot of fun. And so we do that with Lambs. Also, we have a radio program on WCHM called Your Heart Matters. Every week we are teaching.
Once a week, okay.
Yes, once a week on Sunday mornings. We have about 20-minute show, and so our ministry is just growing and you know, branching out and just doing it for the Lord.
Staci, that is wonderful. Staci, just being around you inspires me.
Oh, well, thank you, Miss Judy.
And I just appreciate so much your being my guest today on Chamber Chat. Best of luck to you with Where I Belong, with the book. And I just appreciate your being with us. And please stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with our Member of the Month.
You can continue to change channels or change the way you watch television. This is the moment when the internet and your TV become one. Introducing Merge High-Speed Internet by Windstream. Stream your favorite shows and movies, share photos, watch videos, and more. Sign up for Merge today and get Hulu Plus free for 6 months, plus 1 month free service. Get Merge for just $52.99 per month. Visit mergenow.com and experience a new path.
I'm so glad my doctor delivers at Chestatee Regional Hospital in Dahlonega. From the moment I arrived, I was pampered by dedicated nurses who really care. A large private room provided a warm and comfortable environment, and they even served a gourmet dinner to celebrate our little girl's arrival. Chestatee Hospital helped make this joyous event more than we ever expected.
We've come a long way, so you don't have to.
Thank you for staying with us. Our next guest today is the Chamber's June Member of the Month, and it is the Reverend Mike Franklin with the Torch. And Mike, welcome back to Chamber Chat.
Thank you. It's a joy to be here. Privilege.
And you have been with me before.
I have.
But you've never been here before as Member of the Month.
No, ma'am. That's new.
It is, and congratulations. But I want to tell you this, that when the board, and you're on the board.
I am.
However, you didn't vote in this. You're on the board.
I wasn't there.
You weren't even there.
I missed that meeting. I was gone out of town.
That's right. You missed the meeting, and we made you Member of the Month.
Yeah, right.
But it was a no-brainer for the board because the Torch hosted the Chick-fil-A LeaderCast that the Chamber sponsored in May.
We did. It was a joy to do it. It was a great, great, great contribution to the county in my mind. that was why we did it. As you know, we are very much interested in how do we add value to the community.
Yes.
How do we improve the opportunity for business people and others? And I mean, that's why we host a monthly leadership meeting at the Torch. Every month we do that to invest in business leaders in the community.
Who can come to your monthly leadership meeting?
Anybody who owns a business or is a president of a company or CEO, if they would like to come and they're not a CEO, or if they can call us, and we usually allow anybody, usually, but we started it to try to invest in leadership so that the leadership would be able to be more effective in leading their companies. And for us, the Chick-fil-A Leader Cast was a no-brainer because it was exactly pouring into our community the kind of leadership principles that we're trying to do. So it was a privilege at the Torch for us to host that particular event. It kind of flows with our vision.
We just appreciate it so much because I don't think we could have hosted it in Habersham County without you. I don't know that if there's another facility capable of hosting that, because you had the 3 big screens where it was shown on 3 screens, and you had the Dish Network, and as I said, and you had a facility large enough to hold the 250 people.
Yeah, I don't know all the facilities in town, but I know that ours worked, and I was glad that it would work, and I was glad that our staff was able to entertain the community there. So it was a great event.
Well, we appreciate it. We're already making plans for next year, and I want our audience to write this on their calendars right now, that next year it will be May the 10th, 2013.
Amen. Guys, if you question, do I do this or don't I? Having taught leadership awful lot, having been to leadership conference after leadership conference after leadership conference and paid extensively for the leadership training, that Chick-fil-A Leadercast is about as good a value for the dollar as you can get anywhere. And it's great training, intensive opportunity. So I'd mark my calendars. What day?
May 10th.
May 10th.
2013.
Mark your calendars. And it's definitely worth the price. And talk to Miss Judy and get the... Dr. Taylor has the tickets. So get a hold of Dr. Taylor. She'll get you involved and written in. So.
Oh, goodness. And Mike, let's go ahead and talk about the Torch.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of... You mentioned your mission or your vision.
Right.
Tell us a little more about the mission and vision of the Torch.
Now we want to do 3 things. And I mean, it's just very pointed, and I hope everyone who attends the Torch knows this, and they probably do. But we want to see souls saved, we want to see hurts healed, and we want to see disciples developed. And that's our role, that's our call, and that's our commission. And so we're constantly doing things to reach out to people who are not churched, who don't go to the way in which we structure our services, the way in which we conduct everything we do, is so that we can reach people who don't regularly attend church. And we have a firm belief that we're called to reach out to lost individuals. And when we talk about lost individuals, have you ever heard anybody say, well, I found Jesus? Well, the problem is they didn't find Jesus. Jesus found them.
Okay.
Jesus wasn't lost, they were.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
And so what happened is God found them. God was seeking and searching for them. And so we view our role as to seek and to search for people who are lost without Christ. And when you do, what happens, when they become found, when they receive Christ as Lord in their lives, all of a sudden everything about their life changes.
You're right about
And
that.
it improves the culture around us significantly. It changes the city in which we live, but more importantly, it changes their lives. And they find hope. And that leads us to start healing hurts. And it's, I firmly believe that the local church is the hope of the world. Not the church itself, but the message and the Christ that is presented there literally is the hope of the world. And that's why I'm so thankful for all the local churches of Habersham County, and White and Raven, all the counties around. The local churches in the community making a major impact on that community, and we're so grateful for all of them. And we want to see hurts healed, and hurts get healed through the ministry of people who truly love the community and reach out to the community. That's why we do the leadership training that we do. That's why we do the outreach programs that we have. We feed about 750 families a month.
That
And-
is staggering.
Yeah, and
You
we don't-
give that food away too.
We give that food away, yeah, every month. We don't, and when I say feed them, I'm not talking about one meal. We give them groceries for weeks, and it's about 750 families a year that we give. We try to give 2 weeks of groceries to every family that comes through that needs it. We qualify them and then provide. We do grief counseling and divorce recovery workshops and marital workshops to grow. We have an ongoing marriage enrichment class that just enriches family involvement and changes families, and Gammy's garden and firewood that we give away. And I mean, the reason why we do all the things we do is to reach out to a community and reach people where they're hurting and help them know what it is to be healed. And you know, I'm just grateful to be in a church that truly has a passion to reach people that are hurting. And the third is develop disciples. We want people to grow up in Christ. It's not enough to get people redeemed. You got to have them grow up so they live the life based on that redemption. I've seen enough hypocrites in church to know I want as little of those as I can find.
Well, Mike, I know this, that you must be doing something right there, or a lot of things right, because I believe you probably have the largest attendance in Habersham County. I'm not sure about that. But you do 2 services on Sunday morning?
3 on Sunday morning on this campus.
3?
We have 2 other campuses, but on our Habersham County campus, we do 3 services on Sunday morning. One is at 8:30 in the morning, one's at 9:45, and one's at 11:15. And you know, attendance bounces to between 1,300 on down Sundays, particularly in the summer, to 1,700, 1,800 in the winter, and in the rest of the school year. And we just have continued to grow steadily. You know, when I came here 11 years ago, we had a little more than 100 people, and God has just been really gracious and blessed us, and we're just really thankful. And it's a real opportunity, and we're real pleased.
Mike, I'm so glad that church is in Habersham County, that you are in Habersham County.
Me too.
We are blessed to have the church and to have you and to have the ministries that come from that church. And I can't believe it, but our time is up. I had so many more questions, and we didn't get to any of them.
Well, that's
I'll
good.
have you back one day and we'll pick it up.
I'd love to. It's a joy to be with you today, and thanks to all of you for watching.
Thank you for being with us. Please stay with us. We'll take a short commercial break and be right back with the new president of North Georgia Technical College.
From around the world news to local entertainment you'll only find on Channel 4. Local people and local service from people in your community you know and trust. Windstream Cable Television.
Dr. Benny Irwin and staff always make sure to provide service with a smile. One of only 6 combined pediatric dentist orthodontists in the state of Georgia. He has multiple locations throughout the region, including offices in Toccoa and Blairsville. Dr. Irwin seeks to make quality care affordable for all his patients with flexible payment options through Care Credit. Dr. Irwin offers free consultations. He also provides the lowest prices for braces in the northern region of Georgia. So call the team at Dr. Benny Irwin's today, providing patients with beautiful smiles in a fun environment.
What is the Big Green Egg? It's the world's best smoker and grill. The original American ceramic cooker has rewarded its owners with amazing results since 1974. The Big Green Egg is the most unique barbecue product on the market, with more smoker and grill capabilities than any other conventional cookers combined, and it can be used year-round with its weatherproof finish. There's a size and style to fit your needs for a new cooking experience. Check them out today at Bob and Ted's Trophy Shop in Clarksville. If you're looking for a grill, you found
Thank you for staying with us. Our next guest is Dr. Gail Thaxton, the new president at North Georgia Technical College. Dr. Thaxton, thank you for being my guest today on Chamber Chat.
My pleasure.
And tell us a little bit about where you came from, your background. We're so happy to have you here in Habersham County.
Well, we are glad to be here as well. My husband Billy and I are delighted to be a part of this community. I actually was raised in southwest Georgia in a little town named Dawson, and Billy was as well. We grew up on a farm, but I've been in education all of my professional career. After teaching in Terrell County, of course after graduating from college, taught in Terrell County for a while, then went to
What did
Grady
you teach?
County, learning disabilities, special education.
Okay.
Very soon after beginning to teach, I went into administration. So the majority of my career has been in administration, either of K-12 or special education. Eventually assistant superintendent in Grady County in Cairo, Georgia.
Okay.
Moving from there into technical education as a vice president, and fortunate enough to become president of Okefenokee Tech in Waycross in 2005. Then that brings me here, starting this wonderful opportunity and this wonderful job as president of North Georgia Tech just 2 months ago. So I'm still
know
new.
that. I know that. And I can tell you this, that Okefenokee Tech's loss is our gain.
Well, I appreciate that.
And Dr. Thaxton, I know that you were president down there.
Yes.
So what made you decide to make the move and come to North Georgia?
Well, in 2006, something very special happened. Our first grandchild was born, Aiden. And they moved, Austin and his wife Rachel moved here 3 weeks after he was born. So Billy and I just have made it our mission to be in Habersham County to see him every month or every 8 weeks or so. Then our second grandchild came along several years later, and then it was every month, every 4 weeks. We were wearing ourselves out. Mm-hmm. So when the opportunity came for the presidency here, I decided to go for it, apply for the position. It would allow me to do what I love, continue to work, and also be close to those grandchildren, and it worked out, and I am just so pleased that it did. So life is wonderful. I'm doing my passion, technical education, leading a wonderful college, a wonderful strong college, and my passion with those grandchildren, and by the way, my grown children as well.
I think that is wonderful, too.
been
That's a
great.
good story,
Yeah.
Dr. Thaxton. And I know, though, that any new president that comes in to any college, you have your goals and your vision. What are some of your goals for North Georgia Technical College? Because it's already a great college.
It is a great college, and I think it's just putting a stamp on things to move the college forward. And there are a lot of external factors coming down. There are a lot of things coming to us from the Department of Education in Washington, from state government. There are a lot of initiatives of Governor Deal with Complete College Georgia that we need to rethink how we're doing things. And ultimately, my goals then, moving forward, would be to enroll more students, to retain more students, and also to produce more graduates. Mm-hmm. We focus our resources, focus our time and effort on those three things, that we're going to continue to be as strong as we need to be for our service area.
Right. And when you mention your graduates, I know that you recently had a college graduation.
We did.
And I've been hearing a lot about your students and all these awards that they're winning. You want to mention a few?
Well, we are doing very well when our students are competing in national competitions, national as well as state and regional. We have a winner going to national in our PBL organization, and we have a winner going to national in skills. We just had a graduate to be hired as a cruise photographer for Holland America Cruise Line. So they are very well sought after, and they are doing extremely well when put up against other students from four-year universities and colleges across the nation, whether it's in horticulture or whether it's in photography or whether it's in electronics. We're doing extremely well, and it's only because of our instructors. You know, we have a great college, but our instructors make us great.
They do. There is a lot of loyalty there, and there is also just community loyalty to that college.
That's right. That's right. Everywhere I turn, I run into people who have been touched by the college. Almost every day, a family member or someone close to them, their lives have been transformed by this college.
Well, when we go out for services ourselves, if I go get my hair cut, if I go to the doctor, no matter what I do, generally I'm running into somebody who has learned their skill at North Georgia Tech.
We've already experienced that, trying to become acquainted with doctors up here. We are running into people, whether it's taking blood or dispensing medication. Where did you get your training? North Georgia Tech.
That's what I run into all the time. And I generally ask, where did you get it? And the answer is usually North Georgia Tech.
Yes, and it's a wonderful history. I'm having great fun reading the old annuals and seeing the pictures, married housing on the campus, the gymnasium, the cheerleaders. I'm really enjoying immersing myself in this great story.
That's good history there. It is. And Dr. Thaxton, I know that where you came from Okefenokee Tech, and what town was that?
Waycross.
Waycross. I know that you were chairman of the Development Authority Board.
I was.
I think you were also chairman of the Chamber Board.
I was.
A busy person.
It was a busy year. I really regretted not being able to fulfill my year in both of those roles, but it was a great experience for me because it allowed me to be at the table to make sure that the college's programs and services interfaced with all the work that was going on. And it was really a delightful learning experience for me, and I think it's going to put me in a very good place as I become immersed in the community here. I'm on the Development Authority Board, have just been named. And
congratulations on that.
Thank you, and want to become involved with the Chamber. I just feel like, here's the stool analogy again, but the legs of the stool are going to be the Technical College, the Chamber, and the Development Authority. Those three things working together are just going to be a great platform for growth.
I agree. And Sunday, I was coming down 197, Highway 197, and riding. Of course, you go right through the campus on Highway 197, and the campus is looking great. But I believe you have some new facilities being finished.
We do. The Hoyt Co. building that was built in the mid-50s has undergone a complete renovation, so students are in that building. It is a gorgeous building that it's very futuristic, but it maintains the history of that building maintaining some of the original stone. Then we have another renovation project coming up on the Clarksville campus in the Parker Nellis building, and we're also going to break ground on the Currahee campus for an allied health wing. So we'll be very, very busy, and this is just going to attract more students, lead to enrolling more students and producing more graduates. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for this area.
And when you get the new allied health building at Currahee, by that time will you have registered nursing as part of your curriculum?
It should coincide. We begin in fall of 2013 if the nursing board, if we get through all of the hoops established by the Georgia Board of Nurses, we should begin our first cohort in fall of 2013, and that ought to be about right for when that building is able to be occupied on the Currahee campus. So that will be a great timing.
It will. It will be a great thing for this county and for the whole area.
That's right.
Because there's a shortage of nurses.
There is.
And those students that graduate there will go all around the area.
That's right, and we'll fulfill a great need, and I think that it is also going to draw many students from our area. We are very affordable, we're accessible, and we do great teaching at this college. So I think
and you have dormitories.
We do have dorms.
And that's a draw.
That is a draw, and we're doing some things to try to really advertise and market that, because we do have some programs that should attract students from the area when it's too far to drive in. So we're looking forward to pushing that as well.
Good. Well, Dr. Thaxton, I can't believe it, but our time is up. But welcome to Habersham County.
Thank you.
And I just wish you the best of luck at North Georgia Tech. You know that my heart is near and dear to North Georgia Tech.
I know it is. And I hope you'll let me come back again and talk about some of the new programs that we have.
I want you to, so we will make that a point.
Okay.
And I believe that in about it's not long, I'm going to have your photography students on this program.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
award-winning students. So that'll be a great program.
Yes. But thank you again for being my guest today. And you know that I always end with a quote. And in honor of Dr. Thaxton, my quote today is on education. And it is by Benjamin Franklin. And what it says is that genius without education is like silver in the mine. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you next time.